Welcome to this mini session on the permission to feel free. This has come up for me a lot recently because I'm actually not live, confession, I'm actually at Buddhafield Festival right now as we speak, about to give my workshop Dance of the Serpent, Flight of the Eagle. But England is full of festivals in the summer. It's famous for having so many festivals. And of course, there are festivals in other parts of the world. And what's interesting is how when people go to festivals, suddenly it's like, okay, I'm going to put on my festival gear. I'm going to suddenly adopt my festival persona. I'm going to give myself permission to be more expressive and free. And then what happens after the festival? You might have some good feelings that linger on a little while afterwards. And then people sort of go back to their everyday mundanity. Now, if you're lucky, something happened at that festival that stays with you, and it might be so strong and deep that it makes you change the whole trajectory of your life because you have that time out to think outside the box. You have that time out to zoom out of your normal everyday life. So today's mini is just really to ask you to think about how we can feel more free without having to go to a festival, without having to pack our bags and go off to a foreign land. When we're in a foreign land, we're anonymous. We don't have the restrictions of the people that know us or our normal everyday environment. We can do and be and feel how we want to be. It's like moving into a brand new city. Some of people do that and they decide they're just going to reinvent themselves. They're just tired of how they've been perceived. They're tired of having to follow the norm. They're tired of having to toe the line, right? And some of you might relate to that. And who's to say that we can't experience a little bit more of that freedom without having to go away, without having to go to a festival and having to travel? These are incredible experiences and they help us to open a door. They help us to see what's possible, because I must confess, I don't think I've ever felt the same kind of complete and utter freedom when I went off traveling on a one-way ticket to India in 95. And also, a lot of things happened and I got lost on the way, because when you have that much freedom with no boundaries, with no structure, life is a balance. Life is a balance of having the freedom and having the structure. And so what I'd like to introduce today briefly is a little bit of experiencing of feeling that freedom within our body, but our body is a structure. Our body contains us. So just settle into where you are. Imagine you're sitting down when you're watching this, or if you're standing, just settling in to either your feet planted on the earth, anywhere your feet are planted on the earth, right? Your heels, the balls of your feet, your toes sinking into the earth. Sense into your pelvis sinking into the seat. Sense into the width of your pelvis. Sense into the length of your spine as it travels up like this beautiful stem of a plant. It travels up through into your neck, through your skull. And there's this invisible thread that supports us from our crown of our head up to the sky. So we have the support of the earth beneath us, and we have the support of the sky above us. So we have this heaven and earth connection. So inviting you to just sense into this lengthening, fluid spine that supports your vertical axis. Inhaling and bringing your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, bringing your shoulder blades together at the back, sliding them back down, and release. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, slide back down. Inhale up. Exhale, slide back down. So inhale up, bring your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, sliding your shoulder blades together, and release. Inhale. Now, can you, when you inhale, not bring up the whole of the top part of your body, like military style? Okay, a lot of people associate inhalation with this raising up, and this actually starts to shorten our breath. This is how we start to feel anxious. We tighten everything in this area. So inviting you to inhale and then sliding the shoulders up to your ears, but trying to keep your torso down. And then sliding the shoulder blades back to walk together at the back, sliding them back down. And as you slide down and you exhale, I invite you to imagine also that your spine and your neck are lengthening. Okay, so just do a mini check-in with where you're at right now. Just sensing into your feet planted on the earth, noticing all 10 toes, wriggle your toes perhaps. Bring your attention and scanning up your legs, up your shins, up to your knees. Bring the attention up your thighs to your pelvis. Notice if you have any tension, any feelings of tingling, perhaps you have some pain somewhere, any heat or any cold in these parts of your body. And we're going to continue scanning up. As I talk you through the different parts we scan up, I want you to notice if your mind starts to wander. Notice if you can focus purely on the sensations that you have in your body without having the tendency to start to judge, oh, that's my fat belly we're sensing, and oh, I hate my belly, it gets all flabby and gets in the way. Oh, my trousers don't fit anymore. Oh, I've got an itch here, or all the projections. Well, an itch is a feeling, but all the projections you have and that what you feel about your body. Perhaps you don't like the shape of it. And when I talk you through scanning that part, that area of your body, notice any thoughts that come to your mind. So we've sensed into our feet, up our legs, into our pelvis. Noticing the spine, sensing into the vertebra, one by one, up your spine, up to the base of your skull. Sensing into your belly. Notice how your breath is. Sensing into the base of your ribs. Travel up your ribs. Sensing into your shoulders, the width of your shoulders, and to your arms falling down. Sensing into your neck, your shoulder, going into your neck. Traveling up to your jaw. How's your jaw? Is there any tension? Is there any tightening? Perhaps you have a habit of grinding your teeth at night. Perhaps you have a habit of clenching your jaw at times when you're feeling stressed. Give it a wriggle if you need to. Continuing your attention up your face, up to the top of your skull. So just inviting you to get a sense of where you're at in terms of how relaxed you are right now. Perhaps you're starting to become aware that you've been sitting a lot recently and not moving enough. Perhaps you're aware that your clothes feel tighter than normal. Or perhaps you're aware that you can't really actually feel very much at all. Now, I'd like to ask you to think to a time when you have felt really more free and relaxed, whether it's on holiday, at a happy event, a social event, somewhere where there's been space around, you're not crowded, so not at a necessarily at something like a concert where everyone's jammed in together. Somewhere where there's space, perhaps somewhere where you are in your happy place. You can be in your happy place at home where you feel safe, but ideally somewhere outdoors. Maybe you just go on your favorite walk in the woods. Maybe you're in your favorite holiday destination. Maybe you're on a new adventure if you like to travel. Even if you're sat on the plane, which is the start of the journey, the beginning of your travel begins on the journey. If you're on the plane, on the boat, on the train, in the car even, you might be sitting in your normal position. But I invite you to sense into how you feel when you're in that place of happiness, of freedom, of excitement, of not knowing what comes next. And see if you notice any changes in your body, in your torso, in your breathing. Is there any part of you that starts to open? Is there any part of you that starts to drop or soften? Perhaps you might even begin to feel a little smile welling up from inside you. Perhaps you can feel the skin on your scalp start to soften and relax. Perhaps you start to feel your breath start to slowly lengthen. And perhaps you start to feel your mind is also starting to soften. It's almost like the walls that we create around us of safety or protection or restriction, they start to soften a bit. They start to become a bit more malleable, a bit more flexible. And perhaps, just perhaps inside, you can start to sense this opening horizon within you. Now, if you can remember those feelings from that place of when you're in a relaxed state and feeling more free, if you can draw in those feelings again, draw them into you so that you carry them within you in a situation, you start to absorb these feelings and you carry them with you in a situation where perhaps you're not feeling so free. Perhaps you can start to perceive things in a different way. And perhaps you can start to find a way to feel more free in that place where you don't often feel so free. And that might mean having to switch things up. That might mean having to change some things, some ideas, some plans, some logistics, because you will have started to realize and see that there is an opening of possibility. Take a couple of deep breaths and relax. If you stayed with me for this, I'd love to know how you found it. Please drop a comment below. I will check back, even if I'm not here presently on the internet now. I have written a new blog this week on my website about all of this. The permission, of feeling free, of feeling truly authentic. I will be scheduling in lots of upcoming little live events. I'm creating new resources. When I get back from Buddhafield, as of next week, there's lots going on. So please stay tuned. In the meantime, you can grab my free 20-minute somatic movement meditation set to beautiful music. You can grab my opening to creativity, releasing blocks, mini PDF exercise. There's also a free little class on my website as well, Neo Dance. And if you are interested to work with me, just drop me a line and let's chat. Because first of all, we get to know each other. First of all, we get to chat. I want to know where you're at, what's going on for you, if and how I can help. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great rest of your day.